besides the hat trick, what's it say about Pasta that could have maybe had 4, but makes that pass to Nordstrom late in the third?
Well, listen, he's growing up. He's trying to get everyone involved. That's part of being a good teammate. I think the second period he had a turnover too. They really hustled back. The parts of his game are growing. And his shot is too. Like last year, he had a lot of great one-timer goals. This year, he seems to be even more on with it. Like that was a great block right before he scored. So he's hitting it well. But I just like the fact that he's, trying to keep everyone involved in those plays and be a good team player and a 200-foot player. Just again shows that he's trying to grow his game, and that's what all the good players do.
Is there anything that line is doing, Bergeron line, or anything they're not doing that you'd like to see them do?
No, they're on. I'd like to see them stop clearing the puck out of the rink when we're killing a penalty, I guess, if you want to nitpick, because that's been Bergie and Marsh now. But other than that, not much to complain about there. There's always areas of their game we're going to talk about, but they're doing a terrific job, and that's what we expect from them every night, and we're getting it.
How important was it to see young guys, DeBrusk, Bjork, McAvoy, getting on the sheet with goals?
Yeah, they had to sooner or later, right? I mean, if it drags on, you start overthinking it, and I think Jake was getting close. Again, he could have had 3 or 4 tonight, and doing a good job with. And I think Kretsch responded well too. He's trying to get pucks into area for those guys. I think Nordstrom right now is a nice fit there. He adds some speed. He's got speed on both sides. So I said the way the game is now, sometimes just getting going and putting pucks in areas. D are pressing up. It's hard to slow the game down. There'll come a time you could probably mix both in, but I think he's doing a good job adapting this week, and he's always going to see the ice and make the plays when they're there. And so I'm happy for him as well. But the young guys, Bjorky, good to see him shoot it the other night. He turned one down, so there's some growth there, right? You don't get that many good chances. Ryan Donato off the wing was ripping it. So guys had a little more of a selfish attitude, and I think that it never hurts to shoot the puck, because that it just creates havoc, and if it doesn't go in.
Andrews in particular, how nice is it for him to finally get that goal since last year, overcoming adversity, overcoming that injury last year?
Which one, sorry?
Andrews. Bjork.
Oh, Bjork. Anders. I was like, who the hell's Anders? I call him Anderson. I think that's what he's called. So, well, it's good for him, because it's been a long time coming. And he's worked to be in the lineup. We didn't talk a lot about him in August. We weren't sure when he'd get in. And he's kind of pushed himself in the lineup. It's that simple, and that's why you don't pick your team necessarily in July sometimes. You let it develop, and I think he's done a good job being heavier on pucks. His goal started with a puck battle on the wall that he hung in on him and backs, and they got it out, and off they go. So good for him. And even the play late, I mean, it's a nothing goal, but for him it's important to be able to hang on to pucks below the goal line and make a play with it, and a strong play. So I think he should be real satisfied with his game.
When the Bergeron line is going like it is, does that put the idea of moving Pasta to another line further away from your mind, or does it come into your mind more?
I never thought about it that way. Right now, like I said, we're going to leave it alone. So I guess farther away. You're just trying to, what we're trying to do is, we know what we got in our 4th line every night, our 1st line. We're just trying to get that 2nd line. Who fits best with Kretsch, and maybe Jake on the right. Maybe our answer is right there, just switching wingers and see who grows into the left wing spot. I think I've said all along, I always felt Ryan and Danton, their best position is left wing. Can they play the right? So now let's try Jake over there. Nordstrom is just another one, kind of evolved into where he's done a good job there. So it's probably farther away right now. Again, I believe there will be a time we'll look at it. I just don't see it right now.
But by the end of the game, I guess all 4 lines contribute. You got some points from defense. I mean, is that there hadn't been that much balance before. I mean, is that the best thing?
After the first period, Mike, I wasn't happy with our D in terms of their shot selection up high. I think they have to be more selfish, more hammer pucks at net when it's there. There's times you got to get it around behind the net. In certain teams that front a lot, or if there's no shooting lane, but sometimes you just got to force them to block shots. And you know what? You want to stand in front of it, then stand in front of it, but make sure you tee it up hard. And I thought they'd be a harder mentality. It started with Brando hammered a couple. I mean, Charlie gets a goal, but he put it on net. It's lucky, but we've been turning down too many of the shots up top. So we've got to find a balance of being active on the blue line versus just pounding pucks hard, and I'm glad that they responded well, because we have some offense in that group. It's there, and we just got to pull it out of them and on a regular basis.
A lot of good to talk about with the fourth line, Crowley gets a goal, they get a little power play time. Are you starting to see opponents respecting their physicality a little bit on the forechecks?
Well, if they don't, they will, because they finish checks. Everyone knows Noel. I mean, I think that turned the game a little early on with his reverse hits on Larkin. It was kind of sent a message that, hey, we could, against your skill, we're going to play hard. I think that helped us, because we weren't that sharp early. I think it gave us our team a boost. I don't know what it does for them, but for us, I know it's like, well, they're here to play. We got to back it up. So Wagner's always going to hit. Sean had the big one the other night where the glass comes out. It's all over Nesson and ES or whatever, the NHL network. So that's great. People watch it. So now, I guess to answer your question, they probably realize, yeah, these guys are going to finish their check, and that's good. That any advantage we can get with that line against skilled players is going to help us.
Take two more.
Coach, is Noel one of the cleanest body checkers you think in the league?
I think so. His elbows are never up. It's usually contact square to the chest. I don't think he's ever been. I think, was it last year, didn't have a penalty till,
Really?
For all the hits he throws, keeps his stick down. I always look at him like a linebacker, the way he hits, and hits hard and center of gravity. So yeah, I would say he is one.
Coach Adam McQuaid, when he was here, was always looked at as a guy who's going to get his teammates' backs. You see Kevin Millar sort of going into that role more now?
Oh, I think he's always been that way, Kevin, to be honest with you. Just Adam might have beat him to it a couple times. So Kevin's always going to do that. Never hesitates. Terrific teammate. So we have no, when we moved Adam, that was part of the thinking. You don't want to lose that quality and not be able to replace it. And looked like Wagner grabbed a little of that tonight. So he wants to be able to be counted on. So I think we have a lot of that in the group, and Kevin certainly was one of the first ones, to the scene of the crime.
You got a prediction for the ALCS?
Red Sox win in 6.
All right.
Thanks, guys. We'll come through shortly.
Don't ever mention